Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a 2,000 subscriber special. This is a little bit late, about 70 subscribers late. So as most of you know, I got a cold and that prohibited me from doing any videos where I had to talk. So yeah, here we are going to be doing this video. Today we're going to be covering the signature I got here on my guitar. And then we're also going to be covering the gear update that I've done. I've got a new amp and a new pedal. And I'll also be showing you guys some licks to improve your speed very quickly as lead guitar players if you guys want to play stuff like what Jake has been playing, or if you're a Slash enthusiast and you want to start learning some Slash stuff. So yeah, that's the stuff we're going to be covering in the video today. So let's get right into it. So this guitar here, this is a 2018 Gibson Slash Anaconda Burst. So it was one that was released last year. And yes, I've had a few questions. Is it an Epiphone? Is it a Gibson? No, it's a real Gibson. And it was one that I bought that was unsigned. So I believe there were 400 of those. And then the 100 that he did sign on the back of the headstock. So I bought this one, worked all summer, last summer to get this one. And had it for about a year now. And so last December, Slash posted that their tour dates are coming out and that they're going to be doing a North American tour, and so Calgary was on one of those lists, and I was like, okay, we gotta go see one of his shows, because like he played in other places and I couldn't go that far to see him, so saw him in Calgary, and so I was like, okay, we gotta get these tickets. So sent a message to my dad, because my dad and I go to those together. He introduced me to the whole rock and roll scene and got me into that kind of stuff. And so yeah, he got pre-sale tickets somehow. I don't know how he managed that. And so yeah, general admission, you standing room only, so you go first come first serve basically for spots. And so after you got those tickets, I was like, okay. I saw that Nico Slash, another YouTuber, some of you guys may know him, some of you not as much. He covers all of Guns N' Roses Slash stuff, like everything. Everything to do with Slash. And he got backstage for the dress rehearsal. I guess Slash invited him, and he was just hanging out with Slash there. And I was like, dang, that's really cool, right? And so I was like, okay, I want to find a way to try and get out there and meet Slash, So I tried so many different ways: contacting Slash, contacting bandmates, contacting management, contacting radio stations. I read up on people who had met him before, and none of that was working. So fast forward a few months to the day of the show in July. I was like, you know what, let's just show up early and see if we can catch the tour bus behind the actual venue. And so we showed up at about 2 o'clock. Doors were scheduled to open at 6:30, and so we showed up way earlier than need be, and Slash's tour bus wasn't even there yet when we got there. So we're there chatting it up with the security guard, who's like 7 feet tall, for the first hour or so, and he basically told us they're probably just going to drive up the ramp, go right inside the event center that they were playing at. And we're like, okay, well, we'll stick around and see what happens. And so they pull up, and they pull up right at the bottom of the ramp. They pull in next to another bus which had a bunch of equipment in it. And he went over, had a chat with the people, and kind of looked back at us, shook his head as if to say, like, they're not stopping for anybody, right? I thought that meant Slash just isn't on the tour bus. And so we're standing there. I got my guitar in the case, and so first it was Todd, I believe, who hopped off the bus. Todd Kearns, the bass player and backing vocals. He hopped off, went inside, and then Slash hopped off, and he's got his bodyguard with him. And they started walking, and I just kind of held my guitar case up and said, hey, can you sign this? And because it's a Slash custom guitar, it's got a different Gibson case. So it's got a black snakeskin inspired case that's custom to, I don't know if it's all Slash's guitars, but I know for sure the Anaconda one does, because it's called Anaconda. So So I don't know if he saw that case or if I don't know what it was, but he looked over his bodyguard, because his bodyguard was between him and the railing and me, and basically saw that I was holding my guitar, and he said, "Okay, come over, we'll do something real quick." So I got my guitar out and he signed it right there. And I just held it out, gave him the marker, he signed it, and then I put the guitar back in the case, we shook hands, and he basically went on his way. His manager and bodyguard were pushing him inside with the rest of the band as well. So yeah, super cool, super chill guy. Absolutely amazing that he, like, I'm so lucky that he stopped at all to even shake hands, and you know, to stop and sign my guitar is crazy. So yeah, a big props to him. You know, he's such a down-to-earth guy, super cool guy, and just to stop and acknowledge the fans like that is absolutely crazy. And he basically, he's my biggest inspiration as a guitar player, so for that to happen to me meant a whole lot. To him it's probably just another signing, you know, another fan who wants, but to the fans that actually get that to happen, it's like it means a ton. So yeah, that's the story behind the signature on my guitar, in case any of you guys are wondering. So yeah, a pretty special moment, pretty cool moment of this year, and yeah, got really lucky with that. Anyways, going on to the next. This new, I'll save the amp. So I recently invested in a new pedal. This one's called the Ibanez Tube Screamer. I mentioned it in my Greta Van Fleet video that I posted recently. And so I've got my amp on a clean setting right now. And basically this pedal here, without the actual pedal on, my amp sounds like this. Let me turn my bridge pickup. Now this pedal, once I turn it on, it's full drive and full level, so that's clean. So the pedal basically makes your amp like sound, the tone is wild from this thing. So for any of you guys looking for some pretty wicked tones out there, I would definitely recommend this Ibanez Tube Screamer. I think I paid $129 Canadian for it, and it's an absolutely killer pedal. You can turn the level down and the gain down. A lot of the greats use it. I know Stevie Ray Vaughan used 2 of these, thanks to a buddy of mine. He kind of explained how this worked and introduced me to this pedal. And I believe Joe Bonamassa uses it as well. I don't know if Slash uses it in his pedal board. I'm not too sure about that. But he's got his 2 amp heads that he uses driving into his speakers. So anyways, there's that pedal. Definitely worth the investment if you guys are looking for good overdrive or distortion pedals. Yeah, so now here is the upgraded amp, which I decided to go for because I found a really good deal on it. And it's full tube, 100 watt, and this is a Marshall JVM. So a JVM 210. And basically it's got all these different settings on it. So the clean crunch settings, it's got clean and then a little bit more crunch. So I'll go right back to clean. And a little bit of crunch. This is a little bit dirtier in there. And then full crunch. So you get that crunch kind of sound coming from the amp. And then minimum overdrive is kind of like, turn down right now. Turn that up. And that's kind of with the middle and treble almost all the way up on it. So if I adjust these here, so treble. So that's kind of like the rock and roll kind of setting. And then one more click is like the mid overdrive. This is more like the slash. So that's like the slash kind of setting that I use. And then all the way overdrive is what you'd use if you're playing like Motley Crue or something heavily. yeah, it's great amp. I got a really good deal on it. I highly suggest going checking one of these out if you're looking to upgrade your amp, or any Marshall for that matter. It's definitely worth investing because they've got such a great tone coming out of them, especially if we want to get a nice Les Paul overdriven sound. If you're looking for like the Greta Van Fleet tones, the Slash tones, Marshall is definitely the way to go. So, but you can also have different preferences. So I recommend Marshall, but there are plenty of other amps out there that'll get you pretty good tones as well. So yeah, that's the Marshall amp. I'm very happy with it, really happy with the investment. I got myself a good deal on it, and so yeah, it's my new setup, and yeah, love it. And now going into exercises that'll help you guys increase your speed. So first off, scales. So not only like the pentatonic scales, but like actual scales. So like major scale, and then you do it in thirds. So I'll show you guys, and then in sevenths as well. So something like stuff like that. So for the scale, what the position I'm using, and it works the same all the way up. So you do it on the 3rd fret, and then you move up 1 fret, and you do it again, and then up again 1 fret. And you just keep moving up, and you do this with a metronome, and it gradually increases speed with that metronome as you go along. So the major scale, 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, and then I'm also in E flat tuning here for those of you who can't hear that yet. Yeah, I'm in E flat slash tuning. This is my slash guitar. This is always the tuning I'm keeping it in. But it shouldn't matter. This is a standard position for any scale on this, like in this position. I'll do it for those of you who are tuned up. I'll do it 1 fret up. So you guys who are tuned in standard tuning will be doing this on the 3rd fret. I'll just do it all on the 3rd. So 3rd fret E string with your 2nd finger, and then your pinky is on the 5th, goes to the 5th fret of the E string, and you're gonna do alternate picking the whole way up. So 3rd fret, 5th fret, 2nd fret A string with your 1st finger, and then 3rd fret A string with your 2nd finger, 5th fret A string with your pinky. So really utilizing that pinky, you can't leave that out because it's a crucial finger if you want to be able to play those riffs really, really efficiently. So you get to that 5th fret with your pinky on the A string, 2nd fret on the D string, 1st finger, and then 4th fret on the D string with your 3rd finger, and then pinky on the 5th fret. So. And then 2nd fret G string with your 1st finger, 4th fret G string with your 3rd finger, 5th fret with your pinky, 3rd fret on the B string with your 2nd finger, 5th fret with your pinky, E string, 2nd fret with your 1st finger, and then 3rd fret with your 2nd finger. So. And then coming back down, it's the same fingering. So 3rd fret, 2nd fret, pinky, and then second finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, 5th fret G string with your pinky, 4th fret with your 3rd finger, 2nd fret with your 1st finger, 5th fret on the D string with your pinky, and then 4th fret 3rd finger, 2nd fret 1st finger, 5th fret with your pinky, 3rd fret with your 2nd finger, 2nd fret with your 1st finger, 5th fret with your pinky, and then the 3rd fret with your 2nd finger. So. And then you move it up one fret. thirds, how they work is you skip a note, and then you come back down, and then you skip a note, and then you come back down one, and then you skip a note, come back down one, skip, down, and so you repeat that. So third fret, and it's the same position. That's why you need to get the scale down first to get this finger positioning. So that your fingers already have their places on these frets, and you can just do it. So what you're going to do, third fret on the E string, the second fret on the A string, fifth fret on the E string, third fret on the A string, second fret on the A string, fifth fret, third fret, second fret D string, fifth fret A string, fourth fret on the D string, so, and that's with your third finger, and then second fret on the D string, fifth fret, fourth fret, second fret G string, fifth fret D string, fourth fret G string, second fret G string, fifth fret, fourth fret, third fret B string, fifth fret G string, fifth fret B string, and then so your pinky there is going to go, it's just going to kind of like do a little bar, and then third fret B string, second fret E string, fifth fret B string, third fret G string or E string, second fret E string, fifth fret E string, and then third fret E string. So. That's your scale in thirds. And then to go back down, you start on the fifth fret of the E string, second fret, third fret, fifth fret B string, second fret E string, third fret B string, fifth fret G string, third fret B string, fourth fret G string, fifth fret G string, second fret, fourth fret, fifth fret D string, second fret G string, fourth fret D string, fifth fret, second fret, fourth fret, and then fifth fret A string, second fret D string, third fret A string, fifth fret, second fret, third fret, fifth fret on the E string, and then the G. After you go from second fret to third fret, and then you go fifth fret, second fret, third fret. So on the way down, on the E string, fifth fret, second fret, third fret. So. Yeah, so those are a couple of the exercises I use. The last one is it's going up in sevenths. So you go 3 notes of the scale, and then back down to the top or the first note. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. So you're basically shifting that bass note 1 each time. So you go 3 notes back to the bass, and then now your new bass is the second note. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. So that's an octave. So it's basically just a scale. Except you're going up in little 3-note chunks and then going back down. And and then going up in 3-note chunks the next set of 3 notes up from that first note. So that's 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's 1 octave. So, but then it keeps going up. So that's another exercise I use, and all the way through, alternate picking. Make sure you're really doing that alternate picking because it's way faster. Like if I only do it downstrokes, I can still do it fast, but alternate picking is a lot faster than that. So yeah, it'll work on your coordination a lot, and if you use a metronome, make sure you're using that metronome. It will speed up very quickly. You might hit points where you kind of plateau a little bit, but you got to keep practicing it, and that will gradually go back up. You'll shoot up again, and then you'll stop at another point and you'll keep going. So just keep at it. You'll keep getting your speed up. Also, start trying to learn things by ear. I know it's not an easy thing to do. I know from experience it's not an easy thing to do. Before I started doing the Greta Van Fleet stuff, I didn't do a whole lot by ear. And when I started doing Greta Van Fleet stuff, I couldn't learn Slash stuff by ear. I just couldn't hear it. Now that I've been doing it a ton, I'm able to hear the Slash stuff a lot easier than I was, and I'm still constantly working on it. So that's another skill that you should learn to develop and hear, like just work at it. It may come easier for some of you and harder for some of you, but start with some easier songs. For example, like some of the Kiss songs, they're fairly easy. They're bar chords, so like or like Lick It Up. Stuff like that, easier songs that you can actually hear the stuff way easier, and you work at those, and then you start to gradually increase the difficulty of the song that you're learning to listen to. I plan in the near future potentially doing a video, quite likely with a Greta Van Fleet song, a new one, when they release their new album, where I will not have listened to the song yet, and I'll show you guys the process. But what I do is I listen to the song a lot before I actually sit down and try and learn it. And so I kind of got the tune in my head. And when I'm listening to the song, I listen to those chords, and the chords I'm listening to the bass notes. So the bass notes kind of tell me like the bass notes on a guitar, as well as sometimes the bass. But the bass notes on a guitar kind of tell me what tuning the guitar is in, because if I don't hear like an E flat or an E, for instance, like for example Brave New World, when I was listening to that, I was hearing that D bass note. I was like, okay, it's either in drop D or it's in D standard tuning. So I experimented with it a little bit, and so through listening to things in the song like that, it'll help you kind of figure out the guitar part around what the song is, what he's playing in the song, or what the guitar player is playing in the song. And it's kind of hard to explain it other than you just really gotta practice it. So you gotta build it up, start easy and build your way, because I didn't just sit down one day and say, you know what, I want to listen to something by ear and play it. I started with the Kiss songs, and I started with like Smoke on the Water, like easy stuff like that, or even Don't Fear the Reaper. Or stuff like that, Billy Gibbons and ZZ Top. So you just got to build your way up and trust that with time and practice, you put the work in, it'll pay off, and it does. even you look at like a year's time, if you work at it, it's really going to help. So for those of you wanting to learn things, like get better at the guitar, get faster, get more skills, I highly suggest play more songs. Like don't just sit on one song for a while. Like work at it, sure, but maybe take on 2 or 3 at once. And the more songs you learn, the more experience you get, even with like different genres. If you play like an Aerosmith song compared to uh, I don't even know, like a Guns N' Roses song, Joe Perry's guitar style is so much different than Slash. So it's a whole other aspect of guitar playing that you're going to learn how to play, and it'll help you ultimately with your skills and creating your own sound. And on that topic, those of you who've been asking about original stuff and such, I'm working with a few people right now. We're looking for a singer, and we've got songs in the making, and we're just waiting to try and find a singer who can sing all of this stuff, because it's the hardest part of the band to find is a singer. So we're working at it. I hope to have with the band some stuff for you guys soon, but it all depends on when we find that singer. So yeah, those are some tips and an update on my whole system here. I hope you guys found some good information in this video, and I will be doing more lessons, and I have one more Dirty Honey song to do and a couple more lessons because I still have to do Down the Road. And yeah, I'll look into some of your guys' requests as well and see what I can do with those for those of you who have requested. And yeah, and also my Instagram account, you can check that out if you want to check out, like, I got pictures of Slash doing a signing and a handshake. I'll leave that link down in the description box. And also check that out even if you want like little 1-minute covers of songs that I don't necessarily post on YouTube, because they're just like a solo out of a guitar solo out of a song. So yeah, go and check out my Instagram account, and I got tons of videos on there, some of which I don't post here. And yeah, until next time guys, just don't forget to like and subscribe and keep on rocking.